Okay, and I think yesterday we started seeing it around Van Nuys, the black and whites too, didn't we? When I sat and got the yogurt. Okay. And we seen two Asians today, linking to the Asians by my house. And so okay, see the two backwards in the corner here. Okay, so when you say, Kevin, don't group people together, well, they are groups. They're terror groups. Okay, non-stop since 5 years old, switching and changing. Okay, so let's go towards the park. We know what we're gonna see at the park are pairs of twos and whites and clothing colors. Probably people walking with black pants, white shirt, right? Okay, so now you got Minar, just like Mike Huntley, trying to manipulate me back to my father's office and going back to my father. And he said something the other day like, I just want you to get you back to your father. And I was like, dude, you don't even understand. Like, he said, I'm not gonna. He admitted finally, well, I guess it's not my business. But you're making it your business, right? With everything that's going on. And I think what my father wants is to look like I come back to him going, I'm sorry, Daddy, you're right. I'll kiss your ass. Okay, I think that's what he wants, right? To make it appear that way on the surface. Okay. So we're going to the park here. Let's see how bad it is. Okay, so yesterday, okay, black and blue and all black. Okay, now see, it's 5:45. See how nobody's at the park? I've sort of been explaining this the last several videos. This is how it should be before about 11 years ago, or maybe a little longer, for everyone following me to the park, making it a habit of going to the park every day with the clothing colors and shit like that to stalk me for going to the park. Two black cars together, both VWs, all black on this guy's clothing. We'll notice the gray Jeep Cherokee here. Okay, two red and VWs here on the corner. They've been there for a long time. Okay, black and gray here. Okay, pink on this guy. Now we'll see who starts kind of coming out. Okay, this is where you see the huge groups of whites and pairs of twos. The guy at the park bench there, black with horizontal white stripes. And I might pull in this little shady spot right there for a few. Okay, all black on this guy over here. And we have the orange girl that I can't remember specifically. She was the one, I believe, involved with Fox News, or she was really aggressive in the beginning by trying to go to the park here. Normally she takes morning walks. Okay, pink guy on the Asian, pink. It's not as bad, but it is pretty, you still see things that shouldn't be happening, right? Okay, so now the longer I wait here, the more they'll come out. Okay, so we're gonna note the black shirt, green camos here. The hazards that just pulled up here, possibly one of the we're warning you type people. And once again at the corner here, see the red and white VW van, and then the red VW, so 2 VWs. There were 2 other cars back there, I don't remember. Oh, VWs. Oh, VWs. Newer VWs. 2 Hondas there. All black on that guy. I don't really see the groupings except for the VWs. Pink top on this girl here, as you're gonna see. Maybe the pink and black. And yeah, she just sort of played with her hair. There's a little spot here with a little shade. I think I'm gonna pull over for a few minutes, but I'm freaking pretty tired today. Where was it? I think it was right here by this blue BMW. And we'll just kind of pull in here for a few. I don't know how long we're gonna be here. Okay. And so they have a problem with me going to the park, just like they have a problem with me going to Cupid's. Okay, so. Alright, so this Asian guy here with the pink shorts, and unless he's gay, there's probably a different reason why he's wearing those pink shorts. Okay, okay. Blue, someone waiting in this blue car here as well. Over here. Okay. So I'm just gonna sit here, let the engine kind of idle with the AC. And I'm pretty fucking tired, so I just, you know what? It's just so old. Okay. Left is the second guy with a pink shirt. I think I already pointed him out over here. So we see groups of men with pink shirts. You kind of get the idea. Orange and black. That was the girl that was, I don't remember, I think she's barked at me for having a camera. I said something like, you shouldn't bark at people with big cameras or they're gonna get proof of what you're doing or something like that. And then Fox News sort of stepped in or whatever. I don't want to say stepped in, was used as a terror tool to silence me by having like 12 helicopters come out here and all that. Okay, so one of my blogs with, and a ground crew talking to the helicopters trying to intimidate me and things like that. Okay. So, we'll see there's more orange and blacks, and obviously orange and black and orange are one of the tactics. On and off. Especially with orange cars. Now, we don't see the hundreds of people walking, right? Don't you think it's strange that that all stopped and started up for a reason? By the way, the blue car, I wasn't paying attention, but the blue car that was there is gone. So here's the black and blue. I think she just came out. So it's fair to say that when I go and I sit in a bench or take a walk, they all come out with the mental illness tactics, and that's why that started, was to try to torture and kill me, okay? But that's always left out. That's not happening. But there used to be hundreds per day. Okay, let's head home. Fuck. I'm gonna just go home, take a nap. So we haven't seen too many people come out to the park since I arrived. My GPS locator, here's this one girl that came out. My GPS, my phone and GPS are on, so just to note that. Okay. Guys, let's head home. We're probably gonna see the ramp up of attacks, car attacks by my house. We're probably gonna see some black and whites. Okay, not cops, but people clothing black and whites. Okay. What's showing up. Two blues to go to there. Here to where I live, black Tesla here, and hopefully they didn't take the spot. Looks like we're okay. Shit, I should have fucking paralleled this. Okay, I did this fucking wrong. think the one in front of it might be a white Malibu too. Okay, so 2 Malibus. Okay, now I went to the beach the other day, so maybe that's what they're mad about, because that makes perfect sense. You went to the beach. So that's what I'm mad about. Okay, that's what ruined our lives. Okay, so, alright, you get the idea. It doesn't really make much sense other than we're hunting you with every resource on the planet to fucking kill you. Okay, so this morning I have the video of the guy which drives a VW, a red VW, who I've seen, especially driving home today, at the corner there at the park, in a red VW, and there's a second VW bus. Clearly mad about, okay, so here's my car. I washed it. I took it for a drive today as I was leaving, and I washed it, and it's clean again, and all these cars that were stuck all over it is off. Now you can see that he soaked the cards in something sticky and threw them on the car, and you can see the anger. He's a hippie-ish bearded guy at a tie-dye, bearded guy in a tie-dye, working with car groups. This seems to link to Bob's Big Boy last Friday, me kind of checking out a VW, which they clearly got mad at if some guy's going, hey, cool VW, and then next day, the next couple days, people in VWs follow you trying to kill you for going, oh, hey, cool car, cool VW that came to Bob's Big Boy in Burbank at the car meetup. More importantly, what's the significance of the VWs is that Mike Huntley and Paul Humphrey, who were sent after me to have me killed, both had yellow VWs when they turned 16, or Paul Humphrey, Mike Huntley was already 16, working some weird freaky VW tactic with my brother and my family and all that shit. So VW guys trying to cover up their murder operations. Now he lives down at the park here, or his cars are there anyways, where 20 years ago they're running around saying, well, we don't want Kevin taking walks, and we don't want Kevin sitting on a bench at a park bench, so we're all gonna hunt him down and kill him in mass worldwide groups. Like I get on video on a daily basis, wherever I sit, whether I sit here, whether I sit there, whether I sit there, whether I sit there, whether I sit there, it doesn't matter, whatever hobby, whatever job, we're gonna kill Kevin. He doesn't have the right to exist, and more importantly, he doesn't have the right to tell anyone what's going on, or every single person is going to hunt him and exterminate him, with a mother saying weird things that don't make any fucking sense, like don't be the victim because people will make fun of you, and then, well, that's like saying if every time someone rapes you, don't tell the police because people are going to rape you more, right? And so just sit there and keep taking it until someone dies or you die or whatever. Okay, so you get the idea. Okay, so you get the idea, okay, that what is it really about? Well, I can't tell you. All I can tell you is I turned 5 years old, my father snapped, said Kevin needs to die, we're going to kill him with every psychological warfare resource to figure out how to exterminate him so that there's no loose ends, so to speak. So I'm going to head out and see if the guy's cars are still there, get his license plates, put him on this video, and we'll upload this video. And we'll also take a little walk, which they say, well, Kevin's not allowed to take walks or sit down or go to the park or play pool or go to coffee shops or anything that involves him having a good life, healthy and breathing since 5 years old, because someone's mad at Kevin for who knows what reason. And then we'll obviously get the info to the police, which state that Kevin never went to the police about any of these things, and it's his fault. But we refuse to help him, and every time I go to the police, they try to reverse the police report saying I did this and I did that, instead of just saying this is wrong, worldwide groups trying to kill someone since 5 years old is wrong. Okay, so the never-ending worldwide Kevin Perlman doesn't have the right to live or breathe. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna sort of link up. Now, I've never seen these guys at the car meetups, but I can tell you he's playing that. He's playing that I'm pissing on my territory, marking my territory card, because Kevin's not allowed to go to the car meetups and associate with people. Now, why? Why wouldn't Kevin be allowed to associate with people that guy, who I have no clue is, knows? Well, I can tell you the reason. The reason is that he's associated with some of the people involved in hunting me to have me killed. Therefore, if I go to the car meetups, he's going to try to attack my credibility and say, look what Kevin's a public nuisance and he's a horrible guy and he's coming after me. And okay, once again, the next guy in line, just like all the women, I don't fucking know them. They're just coming out of the woodworks. Kevin needs to die in mass worldwide mobbings, right? So we're gonna throw 100,000 rocks at your skull every day. And if you say something or pass out a card or say, look what's being done, oh, poor me, Kevin's coming after me, just like Kelly Hatch, right? Like, she's told to follow me up to college and then play victim. Okay, oh, poor me, Kevin's tried to kill me, Kevin's trying to steal my car, Kevin raped me, Kevin did this, Kevin did that. Okay, so you get the idea that what's going on with the car backwards tactic and all that. So what's going on is just random people hunting me and crying wolf, okay? And then the police lying and going, he's crazy, he's a violent paranoid schizo, nothing's going on. Get minute by minute videos, get online every day of worldwide murder operations, worldwide conspired murder operations to lock me away. So while we can focus on the 100,000 pairs of cars and whites and twos parked together like these two here, or we can focus on the more aggressive things. Oh, that was weird. We can focus on the more aggressive things going on, like the guy that finally broke in the mental illness tactics to try to get me to go out and hurt someone. Over here with the VWs, unless he moved the VWs, and that's the big question here, but they were here when I came home. So I have that DVR video if that's the case. Okay, so, or I have video on this camera if that's the case. Now it looks like he probably moved the cars that should be at this corner. And if that's the case, I'll get today's earlier video, because obviously if the guy's following me around and is on video, he's going to move his cars, right? Now, interesting enough, that's kind of a location where I was walking back this way and one of these people yelled at a motorcycle cop. He's over there to try to intimidate me or something, get a reaction or make it look like I'm running or something like that. I can't tell you. So we'll see. It looks like it's still there. Okay. So, let's just cross over here. Okay, so really, if that's the case, then we're talking about a threat. Okay, like, we're mad at you for talking. We're mad at you for talking. So now we're going to get more aggressive and try to threaten you with what you saw on video. Now, the question is, did he know he was getting on a video camera? I'm pretty sure he did by now. Okay, so we're at the park. Now remember, Kevin's not allowed to take walks at the park because someone doesn't like him sitting on a bench or breathing when he's walking around the park. Okay, it doesn't really make much sense. But that's what's happening everywhere since 5 years old. It doesn't make much sense, okay? It's not really about anything but exterminate. Kevin has mental illness, so we're going to exterminate him with every person on the planet. Okay, well, I didn't know that opinion dictated life or death. Example, hey, that guy's crazy, police, so please help us kill him. Okay. Well, no, if a psychiatrist is running around saying someone's crazy and they won't leave the guy alone, then it's the psychiatrist. It's the psychiatrist that's crazy. And not the guy. And it doesn't matter if the guy is crazy or not. The only thing that matters is the psychiatrist is committing a crime. And law isn't about crazy or not crazy, it's about crimes. Okay. Okay, so we're coming up. Here is the Volkswagen I believe we saw this morning, unless it was a double. That was a double. Okay, so I'm just gonna get some photos too. 8T0S018. 8T0S018. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so that's that one. So we're at the park here in the corner. This is also a location. This is Khalifa and Owen's Mouth. Okay, so that's a little threat there from this guy. Now we have a second red one. If it's gone, then I'll show you the video from earlier today, because I was pointing out the two. There it is. Now it could be the same guy, I don't know, but remember that they do the pairs of twos tactics on me with all sorts of people and things. This one is 7VRY724. Now the question is this a different owner? Who knows? It could be a collector. It could be a collector. So it could be a collector that's parking it next to this guy, or it could be the same guy. It's irrelevant. The only thing that's relevant is that he sort of had a little threat statement. You don't take walks, or you don't go places, or we'll kill you. And it wasn't really said. It's just sort of implied with everything else. Let's see who's calling. Oh. Okay, now it's interesting. Okay, so here we go. I'm also going to take photos of this one. Okay, so this guy was that I've never really seen before, but I've been sort of pointing out the cars as the first VW appeared. Okay, so the first VW appeared, that red one, and then this one appeared after. It looks like they both have little stuffed animals in them, so it kind of looks like it might be the same guy. But you saw how he like soaked them in shit and threw them on the window and was prepared to come out my way. Kind of like Bailey Bernard. Who was told to by the police to hunt me and assault and battery me, and then of course they reversed the charges. Okay, now that on top of everything, we have weird fictional events of the police coming out trying to pretend like it's the end of the world because some drunk guy touched some hot rodder's car, and we have like fueled police helicopters. This is at Bob's Big Boy, so when you're trying to make the connection, we don't want you getting into cars and hot rods or back into it like 16 when you're making the connection from the emotional blackmail, so to speak. Okay, you get the idea. Because Kevin's not allowed to go out and live his life like everyone else is. But there's no reason behind anything, and that's completely inappropriate and unacceptable. Does that make sense? Hey, you're not allowed to go out and live your life because I don't like you. It's not about right, wrong, law, and order. Okay, so it's not about right, wrong, law, and order. And you'll find it interesting that it all seems to link to my family going, well, we're angry at his son because when he was a young kid, he talked to a girl, and we don't want him going out meeting women and dating women and having relationships and families. We want to cage him like a dog, okay, like my father does. to his dogs, and my father put shock collars on dogs. Okay, so that's the family. Okay, but how does one get random strangers to help torture their kid and try to do horrible things like that? So you're not allowed to go out and live your life. Okay, so I will pause this here until I get back to the corner of the park and just kind of show you the local area and maybe some connected events at that corner, but it's really every place and every corner worldwide is execute Kevin with these psychological terror operations since 5 years old, and he's not allowed to tell anyone, and the more you fight it, the more they're gonna hunt me to exterminate me. So you just better accept it until we can get a big enough reaction, or a reaction that looks like Kevin flipped out on someone and tried to kill him or something like that, which is pretty much reinforced through Jason Perlman being as a young child and all the things he was told to do. Okay, so this is the car industry. This is the people that are supposed to be fixing my cars after people are told to throw things, bottles at the car, things like this. Okay. Which they're sort of fixing everyone else's car in a couple days, in and out, and then my cars, oh, you know, not yet, I'm gonna provoke you, I'm gonna try to get reactions, this guy's crazy, blah, blah. Same thing, right? Same thing. Okay. So we saw attacks ramp up today. That's it. So we're gonna walk back, and then I'm gonna kind of get pictures from the corner and sort of expand it wider to show this mass conspiracy from random VW people to random Roadrunner people to random white cars and twos everywhere to professors in college, random professors in college, rid Kevin of the world, random teachers in high school like Mr. Quigley, rid Kevin of the world, random friends like Brian Weaver in 8th grade, told to go ballistic and try to rid me of the world, and bully kids and say it was me with the teachers in middle school like Miss Vaughn as frame jobs. Okay, so okay. So we're coming back. Now remember that out of all the people that could have done that, this is selectively chosen for a schizophrenia idea of reference reason. So when the psychology community is saying none of this is happening, and it's about mental illness, what they're trying to do is curve the arguments into what they want them to look like to the world. Does that make sense? And it's like these such, like, we don't want you to go to Bob's Big Boy, we don't want this. Okay, higher rate of cars, lights on, even blinkers, hazards on this one, which is not a hazard area. And what we're gonna do is oh, never mind, he is double parked. Okay, so let me just start getting photos here. Okay, so we're at Owen's Mouth and Khalifa, and we are just down there on Owen's Mouth. Khalifa, Owen's Mouth. Okay, so this is the VW van, and this is the VW, red VW that we saw in video this morning. This is city view, whatever. I don't pay attention. This is where that key van guy that follows me from place to place. Hey, I have some friends that want to talk to you about your life. Okay, well, are you going to admit to the situation? What are you talking about? What situation? Well, listen, I'm not going to go into a loaded fucking meeting with you if you can't admit that you know what's going on while you try to railroad me into some fucking fake bullshit story with someone that tries to have credentials to fuck me over and make up lies about me, because we all know what's going on. Okay, at that point he started shaking and walked away and started getting angrier and angrier. Okay, now it's interesting because he sort of wanted to be, I believe, by the kids where my father's working on. Like, I joked around at the office, hi kids, and then my father's running around like, oh, Kevin's into kitty porn. He was working with George Escobar and a guy named Dominique, making up weird lies, or maybe lies, or maybe they're not lies, which was they kept trying to intimidate me. I'm trying to work, I'm trying to do IT at my father's office, and with the thousands of things per day they're doing, just like here and everywhere else, the thousands of things they're doing to me here and everywhere else to try to provoke me into reactions, to lock me away for turning 29 and finding out I'm being hunted, flag and kill operations by the government with worldwide support. He kind of wants to sit here by the kids' playground and try to coerce false confessions or terrorize me into something that could look like a confession, instead of admitting to the truth that there's mass groups following me around from place to place since 5 years old, trying to make me look crazy or dig for any information to use against me to exterminate me. Okay, period. The end. There is nothing else. There is not Kevin's a bad guy. There's not Kevin's a good guy. There's not Kevin's crazy. There's not Kevin's not crazy. There is, we're hunting Kevin since 5 years old to exterminate him with every person or resource on the planet. Okay, back to these guys. What do you think they're trying to cover up? Okay, we have 2 VWs. It started with 1. Then it went to 2. Now maybe he's a collector, although it's pretty stupid to park him here. Remember that we have thousands and thousands of videos of pairs of 2s everywhere. And now there's 2 VWs, and for some reason the VW guy snapped, which most likely is a cover-up for Mike Huntley and Paul Humphrey when I was 14, sent after me to have me executed. And okay, so this is where he came from. We also have an event where I'm taking a walk, and they don't feel that my kind should be allowed to take walks or eat food or date women or have friends or do this. They keep coming up with lame, hinty idea of reference reasons behind their behaviors, like, I think you're gay, I think you're confused, I don't think you don't know what you are, I think you're a thief, I think you're a criminal, I think you're a bad person, I think this, I think that. Well, you can think whatever the fuck you want. The minute you start hunting me to have me executed is the minute you're involved in a crime or a conspiracy to commit murder or a conspiracy to commit anything else. An ongoing 44-year crime to execute me. Now, just on that note, they're also mad, as I mentioned before, if I sit here, if I sit there, if I sit there, if I sit there. We even have video of this key van guy following me from place to place, and then we have video of his friend Yossi following me from place to place, threatening me over and over, to coffee shops, to Sensei Sushi, to this, saying I'm friends with the police, trying to harass and threaten and intimidate me. You're not allowed here, there, or anything else. And that actually links, I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of connected links that don't make any sense because this shouldn't be happening. That links to like college. They sent a gay guy in my house who snuck in my room wanting me to ask him out. I didn't ask him out, so they're running around saying, with the Starbucks Corporation worldwide, saying I hate gay people. Well, I mean, how many people do you know before the internet even existed that you didn't ask a gay guy out, so you're being hunted by an entire planet saying you're homophobic and we're going to kill you with every resource on the planet? Okay, so that's sort of a quick few things out of hundreds of thousands of connected events that the police and everyone else are lying. And the police, by the way, the police are trying to cover up those situations that happen in Colorado, even here in California, showing that this is huge. Okay, showing it's huge. The connected events we're seeing are things that don't matter, okay? Whether he thinks I'm gay, whether he doesn't think I'm gay, whether he thinks I hate gay people, whether this or that, it's irrelevant. The only thing that's relevant is we got a group of worldwide sickos coming up with hourly changing arguments to justify killing me, kind of like a bully says, well, you sat on my bench, so I'm going to kill you. Okay, well, it's not illegal to sit at your bench. And if you follow me from place to place for the rest of my life trying to kill me, it has nothing to do with a bench, it has to do with hate. And this entire thing since 5 years old from my father, Dr. Ronald Barry Perlman, has to do with hate. Okay, these are just justifications that they're making up to say I'm allowed to kill people. And the police are doing it as well with my family. Okay, so I think I'll end it here. I just wanted to show you where the guy veered from. And this whole park thing, at every park in the world, or every coffee shop, or every pool hall, or every restaurant, or every gas station, is that you're not allowed here because we don't like you. And my argument back is, who are you? What's this about? And how do you know me? And the information you've been given is complete defamation and slander. It's all lies. And if you believe that the sicko's giving you information through NSA level tools in this method that is honest information, well, it's not, okay? Nobody who's honest, who isn't a murderer, would do things like this, okay, period. And these people are in our government, linking to Jennifer Pilchick Perlman, my sister-in-law, and it has nothing to do with homosexuality, heterosexuality, transgender, happy, sad, depression, color of skin. It has to do with I hate Kevin. Since he turned 5 years old, we're going to kill him, and we're going to make him think that it's his fault while we do it. And we're going to try to get him to kill himself or do something that we can lock him away or rid of the world. And we're going to keep telling him, like Adolf Hitler would, that you're a piece of shit and you don't have the right to live, okay? And it's your fault that I'm hunting you to kill you because you're the inferior race and blah, 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 blah. Now, while my family and government have robbed me of an entire life up to 49 years old with worldwide minute-by-minute murder operations, they're trying to cover it up, and now they're probably going to the gay thing, okay? So now it's about gay. Okay, really about we're involved in a crime, a worldwide conspiracy to commit murder to a 5-year-old, which is still going on a planetary scale, and that's what it's about. Okay, so while they stall to fix my cars, there's going to be the next idea of reference or guilt hint that I did this or I did that or I'm this, I'm that. But everything is a curveball and nothing's about actually doing the job or being a normal, honest, sane person. It's about people with paranoid psychotic personalities that have been hunting me to kill me since 5 years old, started by my sick, demented father. Okay, so once again, this is Owen's Mouth and Khalifa. One of my father's friends, I think, moved in there at one point years ago. And remember that the police don't want the truth coming out, which is why there's so much video of them stalking me, because they can't just fucking admit this is wrong and stop it. Like everyone else, you can't just fix my fucking car and be done with it in a week or two. Everything's this drawn out ordeal, and Kevin needs to give coerced false confessions. And what does that have to do with anything but hate? Okay, this has been going on for 44 years since I was 5 years old. Stranger after stranger, mass conspiracy groups. Everything we see. If I take a walk down this park, we're going to see the mental illness tactics with cars and twos and all sorts of things like that. Everyone's pretending it's not going on. Everyone's making up lies. Kevin's crazy because Kevin talked to a stripper at 16 and needs to be hunted and killed and punished by being bludgeoned to death. Okay, so that's not about anything but hate. It's not about lessons. It's not about teaching someone. It's about hate and killing. Okay, so if I spoke to Melody the stripper at 16 that Mike Huntley introduced me to, by the way, linking to the Volkswagens, then is this really about straight or gay or anything else? It's, well, I don't approve of you talking to a stripper. I'm going to hunt you and kill you. Once again, Dr. Ronald Barry Perlman and my family just digging up their own little psychotic justifications to get away with murder. But yet they've paid off the police and they've paid off everyone else, or have somehow reeled mass groups into these child molesting murder operations. And it's not really about anything specific, but I hate Kevin at 5 years old. I'm going to kill Kevin with every resource on the planet. I'm going to make up my lame little justifications to get what I want. How my family managed to build worldwide murder operations since I was 5, I can't tell you. Why the police are saying, well, you didn't come to us quick enough, so we're going to kill you, as if that's like a crime for not knowing that I'm being hunted and killed. Okay, so I just want to sum this up.
and I might continue recording as I finish my walk. And by the way, I'm probably going to go sit there on the bench on the other side, and cars are going to show up and people provoking me for the sitting on a bench crime. And remember, according to my father, the police and government, you're not allowed to defend yourself. We're going to kill you. You're not allowed to defend yourself. You're just going to die and not tell anyone because we don't want you talking while we kill you. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Linking these events that I am told are not happening, yet they're on video every day happening.